Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 46. That is a nice cover right there, and kind of fits with what's kind of going on in here, because Electro takes kind of center stage in what's kind of going on here. And I kind of like this little, detour that we've got. It's a nice kind of reset back after the gang war and I like how it kind of looks in on Mary Jane's Aunt Anna, and kind of connecting her with this whole, like, Ravencroft Institute, and being, like, this kind of den mother to these villains in there, and getting a little bit more screen time with, Marco, Sandman, and, the, like, whole bit with him and William, and then having Electro attempting to pretty much break him out. I really enjoyed looking at this story, though there's some weird bits in here that I'm interested to see how it kind of connects up to, so we'll have to see how that works going forward in certain kind of story arcs. So, we start off and we see that the Sinister Six are like, we're not the Sinister Six, we are still missing one. Let's see, we're incomplete. Vulture's like, let him rot, he turned himself in. You misunderstand, he's at war with himself. When the battle's over, he'll be stronger than ever. I actually kind of think that that's a kind of healthy kind of view for Kraven, even though he's trying to make it into more of, hey, he's going to be a better supervillain for it. It's like, hopefully that would not be the case, but okay. Of course, we've got Doc Ock using his favorite dolts that this is a debate. A member of the Sinister Six is incarcerated. One of you is going to break him out. That empty seat is an affront to all of us. I think that's a kind of interesting way for Doc Ock to look at it. And then we get Electro being like, I hear you, Doc. Break into Ravencroft, fry anyone who gets in the way, bring Sandman home. Oh yeah, and have fun while doing it. It's like, yeah, from what I've seen of Electro, that kind of really fits. So I'm like, we'll have to see. And granted, even though you're like, okay, that outfit's fucking ridiculous, I just love how he kind of owns it. I'm like, yep, let's see how Electro does this. So then we shift to Pete kind of trying to figure out what's going on before we get introduced to the kind of weird bit that I hope we see kind of get more of an explanation. So we're in the East Village. I should be nervous about tonight. I mean, I am. Sandman gave me plenty of reason to be when I ran into him at Ravencroft. Of course, then reiterating what we'd seen in the previous issue. So yeah, I should be nervous about what I'm walking into instead of who I'm walking into it with. There you are. What the fuck is your problem, Peter Parker? Michelle? It's like, hey, we haven't seen her for a good minute. In what world do you think someone like you gets to stand up someone like me? But what? You made a date with me tonight, remember? I did? Are you messing with me? You called me jerk. No, I didn't. Our dinner was a disaster, and even if it wasn't, you're Lonnie Lincoln's Tombstone's lawyer. Right, you said it was a conflict of interest that could piss him off and cost me a client. You said you couldn't pass it up. Was I joking? Didn't sound like it. Then why are you here? I don't know, it was kind of hot. Sue me. It's like, I love how that can kind of, like, work, but I'm just like, who the fuck called her and did this? Is Osborn fucking with him? Because we haven't really seen, like, I'm kind of theorizing that a potentiality would be that. We got Chameleon. There's actually quite a lot of people that could be doing this, but I'm just like, who would do this? Why would they do this? Is it just to kind of fuck with Peter? Which, granted, that's a kind of good way to fuck with Peter, but it's like, what the hell? And I just love how he's like, dude, I have no idea what's going on right now. Michelle, I'm sorry, but you have to believe me, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh my god, I should have known, you're a complete psychopath, and not the fun kind. Goodbye, Peter Parker. It's like, okay, we kind of know her type, and she understands that there is a fun kind and a not fun kind, so at least she has boundaries. Michelle, wow, Parker, I see you still got it. How long have you been there? The whole time, if you're wondering. She had been there the whole time, so jackpot, MJ was there the whole time. It's like, oh, shit. And then we get actually a pretty adult kind of conversation with a little bit of humor peppered in. I kind of like this. So, Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane. So you're dating again. I didn't think so. I actually don't know what that was. I love that. It's like Peter's like, I know it's okay to be dating again, but I seriously have no idea what the fuck's going on anymore. And she's being like, it's okay. It's like, oh, I know. You were really cool about Felicia. And she's pretty much saying that she wants Peter to be happy, which is good. I know, and I think I will be. But to be honest, it's taking a little longer than I thought it would. Moving on. I do know. I realize it didn't look that way to you, but it took me a really long time too, for what it's worth. And yeah, she had complete time differential. For Pete, it was not that long of a time frame, but for her, it was like years. This isn't weird, is it? The two of us doing this together? What? No, we're fighting crime. It's your life now too, and I like that kind of healthy attitude that Peter has with it. Nothing weird at all, except for the costumes and the made-up names. So yeah, weird, but with intolerance. I love that explanation. Fits perfectly. Okay, good. Yeah, as they're both kind of like, yeah, it's still kind of weird. So then we get in. We see the nurse kind of checking up on Anna and William. All right, break it up, you two lovebirds. Shay, Mark, and that's not funny. We're finishing plant therapy. Yeah, can't you see all the rehabilitation going on? It's almost lights up. William gave me this beautiful geranium. Yeah, let's celebrate with a nice boring night, okay? Believe me, that's all I want. Good night, Richard. Good night, David. Good night, Aunt Anna. Anna Watson, everybody's aunt. Are you running for mayor of Ravencroft? I'd vote for her. And it's just kind of cute seeing them all being like, yeah, that take away the kind of insanity-inducing stuff with the Orcus infected Krakoan drug, and she's cool, and everybody's like, yeah. Oh, come now, Hippo. I'd never run against you. Have a great sleep, sweetie. Anna, your hair is standing straight up before things start popping the fuck off. It's like, and I actually kind of like that. It's like, it's pretty subtle to be like, what the fuck's kind of going on here? And then it's like, pop, 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 pop. The lights, some kind of surge? Yeah, I'm no detective, but I think it has something to do with that. I love that. Pete's like, I'm not trying to state the obvious here, but that thing's going on over there. I'm going to say that. And I kind of like this. Paneling right here. We get a giant thing of Electro before we get some other panels pretty much trying to go in for what's going on. The art works very well. I would be fine with, like, longer story runs with this artist, please. So we got, ha ha ha! Good job on the backup generators. The only thing you idiots backed up was me. And then he gets whacked with some webbing. He's like, ah! Hi, it's me. In case you wanted to insult an actual person instead of dunking on the air. That's insulated webbing, by the way. That's an old trick, Spider-Man, and Otto taught me some new ones, like using electricity to overload the motor neurons in my muscles, i.e. giving him more strength. I'm like, ooh! That's a kind of that. Even though that's bad for Spidey, I'm liking that Otto is teaching someone and that Electro's learning. And he's like, he puts the power into his muscles to then rip through the webbing. That's actually pretty smart for Electro. And I'm like, good on you. As we see Shazark, it's like, huh. And he's like, that's embarrassing. May I please? As we see Jackpot doing her thing and getting Octagold? What'd you dial up? I never know until I give it a whirl. You might want to... And then we see it shifts over to Mr. Hyde, and all the villains are, like, let loose because everything's gotten opened up in Ravencroft. Relax, I don't have time for a snack. Is he talking about us? Are we the snack? Oh, yeah. The system is fried. It's a jailbreak. Move! Wait, you can't leave just because something went wrong. It's not right. I'm sorry, Anna. We're the bad guys. This is just how it works. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get that. And it's interesting of like, you have a chance to get free. But then we get back, and we get... I love the different kind of like, electricity kind of words that we're getting and how they're done style-wise that fit with the electricity. Look out, don't worry, I've got him. Ha! Anyone ever tell you not to stick a knife in a toaster? And I'm like, ah! As he's getting ready to pretty much shock through the arms, and Pete's like, careful! Ooh, who's going to send a current through your arms? That's why I let them go. Oh, good job then. We should get back to Electro. See, they still have to figure it out here. The thing is... Sure, MJ's kind of new to this. New to being the superhero in the thick of things, whereas she's not completely new to, hey, supervillains trying to, like, blast my ass kind of shit. But, now we've got to get Pete to understand kind of her level as well. So this is interesting to see in action. Hopefully it doesn't get beat to death. I don't think it will. We'll start moving forward where Pete will start trusting her, and we'll start seeing a lot of different kind of stuff going on. Then, of course, we get back to William. I knew you'd come for me. Don't look so frowny-faced. Why can't you all just leave me alone? I'm trying to get better. Come on, Marco. Cut the act. I'm not Flint Marco. I'm William Baker, and I'm not like you. I'm not a criminal. I don't have time for this. Guess you're coming back as molten glass. Before we see that Anna tosses pretty much a plant at his ass and hits him in the head. Get away from that man. He's my friend. Anna, please. I'm like, no. Good for her. She saw someone try, like, granted, there's a smarter kind of way to do it, but in that kind of situation, someone's going after your friend, you help them out. I do not have time for this. As we see he's getting ready to fucking, like, crack her before we see the whoosh. And again, I love the art fitting with the theme of what's going on, because this is different than we're seeing than the kind of electricity stuff. This is fitting with the wind theme. Back off. Nobody fries Anna. What Whirlwind said. Haven't you heard? She's the mayor of Ravencroft. And I'm sorry. That is awesome and heartfelt, and I just love it that they actually came back to make sure that she was all right. And then I just kind of love Electro and his words here. I don't give a fuck who the fuck she is. I'm cooking everybody. It's like, ooh, shit. And then we see that Jackpot and Spidey pop up, and he gets pretty much thunked with some kind of ball. Ooh, I like this one. The power of a pink bowling ball? You're jaded. Shut up. I don't think he's jaded, but you do have to realize, yes, it's kind of cool that you, like, took his ass out with a pink bowling ball, but you must also recognize the fact that you took his ass out with a pink bowling ball. It's like, yes, cool, but not as cool as it could be. Who do you think you are? The human fly. About 3 months from getting paroled. Don't screw this up for me. He gets cracked out by the human fly. It's like, listen, I'm almost out of here. Fuck off, please. And then he just gets thunked again by the pink bowling ball. And I kind of love this, and how this has kind of worked out. Spidey shoves the hippo and has Hippo sit on Electro. Spider-Man's attacking me. I'm not. I promise. Shove. No. Boom. Now Hippo can tell all his friends he teamed up with Spider-Man. That's insulting. You know what? I'll take it. And there's just seeing Hippo and the sizzle as Electro is just sat on, just like, oh god. So yeah, we didn't do it pretty, but we saved the day. That's the point. I don't give a like. I know this is a kind of weird tangent, but I kind of like this because I have an aunt who made this kind of cake, and she said, if you laugh at it, you don't get any of it. And I'm like, you made me cake. I don't care how it looks. If it tastes good, you made me cake. Why would I laugh at it? And I was like, yeah, it's not pretty. You saved the day. So, yeah. But things are not all as they appear as we start getting more breakdowns of what's kind of going on. The inmates gave Anna credit for stopping the escape, so they let her come home early, which is very nice. But that actually kind of works not in our favor here. A little something to remember them by, as they gave her like a plan. Sandman is safe to continue his treatment. How are we doing, William? Flint Marco making any noise in your head today? Not a peep all morning. Electro is on his way to the raft. Apparently he's not antisocial enough for Ravencroft. You fucks look like giant fucks. Ouch. Agree to disagree. It's like, yeah, maybe they just didn't have anything propped up for him at the moment. Me and MJ, well, we make a good team, Peter. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Maybe that's a good reason to do it again. Maybe, and maybe with where we're at, it's a good reason not to. Yeah, maybe. I guess not everything can be wrapped up in a nice little bow. Yeah, I get that. Though granted, they did make a good team. You don't hear Flynn at all? That's great, right? Why do you look sad? Because it doesn't feel like I beat him. It just feels like he's gone before we see him pretty much sand dust away. And if he's not here, maybe I'm not here either, as we see the plant laughing and then busting out of Anna's house that Marco has escaped. Electro, the biggest collar you've transposed? Nah, I moved Cletus Cassidy once. You did not. Scout's honor. It's like, I would not want to be on that fucking detail. Fuck that noise. And then we see the nurse shouting medic because of the sand thing that's going on. What is this? Some kind of sandstorm in the city? Oh no. It's funny that Electro was pretty much trying to get Sandman out. And in the end, Sandman is the one that gets Electro out of the prison transport. Anna, what's the matter? My flower pot. The one I brought back from Ravencroft. It's gone. I hope it didn't fall off the ledge. It could really hurt someone. It's like, yeah. As we see the dust enveloping the raft transport. Then we shift towards the end as we see him reunited with the Sinister Six. It's good to see you again, Flint. What took you so long? I had to take matters into my own hands. Electro was no help. You ever heard of a diversion? Uh-huh. What's next? I'm so glad you asked. As it goes to not the end. So, we will have to see how that kind of works out, because we get this for the next issue that we see that Chasm and All Hallows Eve are the kind of next ones. So we've got this Sinister Six part in our back pocket at the moment. So we'll see how that kind of works out and where that's going to prop back up. So I really like this issue because, well, we got a lot of Spidey, which I know is kind of weird, but like after Gang War, I think they've done a really good job. And this really, like, Pete's still kind of the focus character, but we get a lot of good stuff with Aunt Anna. The rest of the villains at Ravencroft, like, you actually feel character, like, at least I do. I feel that they're characters there, and their decision to help Anna makes sense, especially with how she, like, we get the little scenes of her talking to them, and how she kind of works with them, and then seeing Electro, and how he's attempting to, like, get Sandman out, and having all the problems, and then eventually Sandman getting himself out. And seeing kind of the character growth of Otto Octavius to teach Electro new things, and Electro to actually learn them and utilize them in combat against Spider-Man and Jackpot. And I actually liked seeing the interplay and dynamics of Spidey and Jackpot working together, and the awkwardness that occurs there, but then also how well they work together as well. This was just a very enjoyable issue to me, and I love this art that's kind of like brought us kind of back to what we got as for Spidey, and I can't wait to see what kind of goes on next, especially what the Sinister Six are going to be planning and implementing, and to seeing how Chasm and Hallows Eve do their whole stuff, as well as, since we already know that the Green Goblin will be back on the field, how that's going to work out, and how Spidey's going to deal with that, because his relationship with Osborn is in a different place. It's not like he's completely antagonistic with Osborn. Now, whenever he's fighting the Green Goblin, he's going to have in the back of his mind, how do I get this into a scenario where I can get Norman into a more stable place? It's an interesting kind of dynamic to now have introduced within Spidey's realm, because this is pretty much one of Spidey's kind of biggest kind of villains. It would be as if Batman was able to spend enough time with the Joker in a sane kind of scenario, and then the kind of psychotic Joker takes more over. Would it change up how Batman would approach taking down the Joker? Would he try and have him, like, try and bring out the better side of him? How would he attempt to do that? So there's a lot of interesting and cool kind of stuff up in the pipeline, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.